Okay, here we go. Your current energy for the month of June. The Seven of Chalices. I love this card. This is a great card. So, what this is saying, Leo, is that coming up, you guys are going to be presented with an opportunity to make a choice. You're going to have several choices presented to you guys, right? That's what these cups are. But the big thing here is to make sure that you are deciding basing off of what you want, not what others are whispering to you, others that are, giving you advice. And it might be good intentioned, but it might not be the best advice because nobody really knows what's best for you other than you, right? So here we have this girl kind of listening to these little fairies that are whispering in her ear, but who knows that what they're saying is actually in her best interest, right? So she's got all these choices to make, but she has to use her own intuition, listen to her gut, and think about what's the best avenue of approach for her. So it seems like you guys are going to be faced with some choices coming up in June, which is a good thing, right? Better than not having any choices. In your helpful or challenging energy, well, this is good. The helpful energy, the Horned God. So in the standard Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, the Horned God is the Emperor, okay? But here in the Green Witch Tarot, this card really represents leadership, which is all about Leos, right? So here we have a hunter, clearly with his bow, and yet he's standing next to all these animals, even the predatorial animals. There is a sort of mutual respect. There's a balance, right? Even though he's the hunter, the smartest, clearly, he's not killing them for the sake of killing, right? He understands that there's a balance that's needed, and he only takes what's necessary. So for the month of June, I think what this is saying is that you guys have an opportunity to embrace that, right? And it kind of goes hand in hand with you're going to have an opportunity to make choices. And I feel like those choices are going to involve, maybe not necessarily big choices, but they could be ethical choices. They could be moral choices. I mean, they very well could be like, an option to choose house A or house B. But what this is saying is that he is responsible for all of those in his realm, right? And that's kind of how you guys are. Leos are often found in leadership positions because you guys are just these bright, beautiful, charismatic people. I love Leos. I'm a fellow fire sign, so I almost always click with a Leo. So understand that there is like a balance that is necessary to maintain, a mutual respect, right? And that a good leader understands that they're responsible for the welfare of those that they are leading, and that they're not just there, to feed him, right? It's a balance. It's a respect. Okay. The root of the situation. The King of Chalices. So, again, this is a pretty new channel, so I'm telling this to all the signs. A lot of people read court cards as individuals, like people that you might come upon. And in some of the readings, they might say, okay, so this could be a Pisces, a Scorpio, or a Cancer, right? Because it's a water sign. But I just don't think that's very realistic or very helpful because when you meet people, unless you're like really close to someone or they're your, best friends or family, you're not going to ask them what their sign is. This isn't the 70s, right? So I prefer to explain the energy. So this is the energy of a business person, okay? This could be you, right? And it very well makes sense for a Leo being in a position of, authority. This is somebody who's very successful in business. So I feel like if this isn't you, Leo, this could be somebody who maybe put you into a position of authority or even somebody who might be proposing those choices to you. This person might be a boss. It could be like an investor, somebody I feel like it's really somebody who might have given you the opportunity or is giving you these choices, right? That you're going to be probably seeing in June. That's what I'm really sensing this card is. So this is the Root. I really feel like it's a person that you probably already know and maybe have sort of like an acquaintanceship with, like a coworker, colleague, somebody you're not super close with, but somebody that you might have had business dealings with. That's what I'm really feeling very strongly about this card. So this person being the root of your situation, which is why I'm saying this person is likely the person that's put forth those choices in front of you. Okay? And if that doesn't resonate with you, this is just the energy of a businessman, somebody who is very successful, somebody that you might meet or know through like business lunches, business dinners, networking, those sort of engagements. Okay. Now your immediate past. And I do like to reiterate, a lot of times people who aren't very familiar with tarot, think, why do we need to know about the past? The past is done and over with, right? I've moved on. Well, the past still has its effects on us. It's made us who we are. And in tarot, in this particular spread, it's the immediate past that still has some sort of lingering effect on you, right? The World Tree. What a great card. So that's amazing. This is really interesting. So the World Tree is the very last card in the Major Arcana, as I'm sure most of you are aware. And it just signifies completion. So in your recent past, whenever it is that you watch this video, you've just completed a cycle. You've just mastered a lesson. And if you haven't mastered it, that's fine. Spirit's going to give you another opportunity, another go around. But you've kind of closed a cycle. And with this particular card, I really feel like you have mastered whatever lesson it was that you were learning. Yeah. I just really like this card. I love this card because you've got this beautiful, I think it's a crane. You've got this somewhat scary looking, poisonous looking snake, and yet it represents wisdom. This giant tree, takes up almost the entire card, and its branches are kind of reaching towards the heaven, while its roots are kind of firmly rooted in the ground. Duh, right? Here you've got the day, and here you've got the night. It's a balance. Everything is balanced equally. And that's what you guys have successfully navigated. And it's what's brought you to where you are today. Or in June, I suppose. So what is in your thoughts, your whole thoughts about the matter, whatever the matter is for you individually? The High Priestess. Interesting. So I'm wondering if many of you watching this video, and I don't know how many of you that is, but perhaps you're really hoping to attain some sort of spirituality. Clearly, it's the High Priestess, right? You can't get any higher than the High Priestess as opposed to a regular priestess. So I feel like you guys are really thinking that whatever options are placed in front of you, whatever choices that are coming up, this new part of your path, and I really do feel like it's a new part of your path, especially considering that the North and South nodes have just recently shifted, and the North node is now in Leo. Your intuition is going to be higher, is what you're thinking. You're hoping to attain this level, to learn more, right? To learn more about your craft, whatever craft that may be. To be looked upon as a leader, a spiritual leader, probably, but you want to be looked upon as that person that people can rely on and look to. And I feel like whatever choices that you guys are going to be making, they might not even be very big or obvious choices. They could even be just something as simple as like, do I go to school and learn this, or do I take this class? I mean, I feel like they could be even very almost mundane choices, choices you might not even realize have a big impact. But whatever choices are being presented in front of you, I feel like you're going to be making those choices based on wanting to attain a higher level of leadership, or eventually learning enough that you will attain this level of leadership. All right. And your immediate future. So whenever you're watching this, it will be immediate relative to whenever you're watching this. Next few weeks, even maybe like the next month, like if you're watching this at the end of June or middle of June. Immediate future. See, I love it. The Eight of Chalices. So I love this card. The Eight of Cups in the Rider-Waite Tarot. Here we've got somebody who is leaving his castle, right? He's decided that he's got to set out on his own. He is no longer able to learn and has probably kind of stagnated by being in the castle, and has decided that in order to further his own education, his own level of knowledge, he's got to go elsewhere. He has to set out away from what he knows, away from what's comfortable. He kind of has to set out in the world and find something different. If I didn't explain that very well, I like to use analogies. So the same way that scientists and anybody who really is, I guess, in a researching or educational field, they like to collaborate with other scientists, right? And it's usually scientists from other universities, other colleges, other countries, because from other people that are different from them and that have different experiences, they know that they can learn. And that's kind of what this guy is doing, right? He's going to search out something different because he knows that he's going to learn from that. And here you see he's got these little scrolls. That just kind of indicates that it's almost like an academic type style of learning. So it's, reading books, webinars, seminars, hands-on learning, right? To really further knowledge. And here we've got the sun shining, right? The clouds are kind of like covering the castle, right? It's kind of foggy back here, but on this side, as he's setting out and like getting further away, the sun is shining brightly and beautifully, almost like the sun is blessing his journey. So Leo, I really feel like you guys are going to have an opportunity to set out to further your education in, any aspect of your life that you're just wanting to know more, learn more. It doesn't necessarily mean, college. And if it does, good for you. I have recently gone back to school myself, so I know how that goes. Okay. This next card is your attitude about the situation, right? And just like I explained to all the other signs, the reason it's important to know your attitude when it seems like it's pretty obvious is that sometimes we really don't actually notice what our attitude is. We might think that we have an attitude that's in one direction, but sometimes somebody else will point out to us, I actually thought you didn't like that. So this is your subconscious attitude, maybe something you're not really realizing about what you're thinking. And what an awesome card. The Four of Wands. So your whole attitude about the situation is that you're either expecting or wanting a quick manifestation of whatever it is that you're wanting to learn or to get. I really like how your whole reading is kind of flowing together rather nicely so far. So you've got your opportunities coming, right? Keep in mind your responsibilities. And the reason you're going to have these new opportunities is because you've recently mastered something, but now you want to learn more. You're thirsting for more. You want, you just want more. So you're going to be setting out to seek out those opportunities. And in those, you're hoping or expecting that, things will come to fruition quickly. Okay. And then the energies around you. And I love this card because also sometimes people around us affect us. Actually, more often than not, people around us affect us. So this could be the energies of, parents, lovers, spouses, children, people that are in close contact that would have an effect on you. Oh, you guys, this is a great card. This means that, I feel like you guys are really surrounding yourselves with people that support you and love you, because the energy around you is this Ace of Wands. It's this fiery passion, right? It is a new beginning in desire, ambition. It's just a beautiful card. And this is one of my all-time favorite cards in this deck. It's just, anytime I see it, I just feel like in my heart space, like joy, right? This is a wonderful card. So yeah, so the energies around you, I feel like, are people that truly support you, people that are probably maybe on the same path. And if not, they believe in you. They know that you can do it, that they know that you're ready and you're capable. They support you. That's a great card, guys. Okay, this next card, it's what you need to not neglect. And that's how I say it, so I remember. It's a double negative. So these are things that you need to pay attention to that you're currently unaware of. Hidden energies, hidden information, just, maybe something you're not really cognizant of. Oh, wow. Leo, you guys have a beautiful reading. So, as if that was a horrible thing to not be aware of, you guys need to be aware of that. You got the Sun card, which is beautiful. And actually, what I was thinking about Leos is, it's so funny, but when I think of Leos, I think of sunflowers, right? Because it's almost like, the sunflower, the middle is like the lion's head. And in that big, beautiful, yellow leafy area is the beautiful giant mane. And the sunflower, if I'm correct, follows the sun's travel, right? So the flower itself moves to follow the sun. I feel like Leo does too. Leo is very much like this beautiful energy. You guys are just radiating the sun from your heart space. And I feel like that's what you guys need to remember, is that you have the sun, you have this beautiful radiating energy in you. And what's beautiful about Leo energy is that it is actually very much compared to the sun, the lion and the sun. And you guys, your path is about having self-confidence, self-love, self-worth, right? Because a lot of times Leos can get caught up in needing that from others as a sort of validation. But you guys are beautiful in who you are. And this is actually the message I had kind of gotten right before I did this reading. I was kind of hoping it would come up, and I guess it kind of just did. So a big part of Leo's path is to shine, right? That's your karmic path, to shine. Why? Because in your sunshine, others can grow. Others are attracted to that light, which is why you guys are in leadership positions. So you guys need to remember to embrace your lionness, not your lioness, like a female lion, but the aspects of you that are the lion. One of the things that sometimes makes me sad is when I do come upon a Leo, and you guys, introverted or extroverted, you all have this innate charisma that, just people just gravitate towards you guys. But when I meet a Leo who's kind of been beaten down by life, they seem to have kind of lost that, or they don't believe it, or they don't feel it. That's sad. That is a lion that needs to get back out, right? And let their animal instinct out. Don't be afraid of the sound of your own roar. And if you're not and you love to hear your roar, good on you, because that's what Leos are for. You guys kind of inspire the rest of us. You guys bring smiles to the rest of us. And this is what it's saying. You're the sun. That's the sun in your heart, right? You guys are these beautiful sun followers, and we follow you. We shine in your sunshine. So don't forget that. Please don't, right? I wish I could give you guys a big hug. I really hope you guys can really truly understand what I'm trying to say. Oh, it's great. And the overall outcome, the King of Athames. So guys, like I said, I don't really read these as individuals, but every time I see this card, the first thing that just pops into my head is lawyer. If any of you is deciding to go out and get a degree in law, go to law school, paralegal, go for it, right? This could also be any sort of further studying, like here. This is the element of air. It rules the intellect, logic, analysis, communication. And this is somebody who's very well established in it. So this could be a sign that, overall, what you're seeking to attain by going out and learning more in whatever fashion works, whatever interests you, that you will be successful. Just don't forget that inner sunshine. Don't forget that lion inside of you. Don't forget how majestic and wonderful you guys are, and that you can do it. Okay? I really don't feel anything negative from this card. Like, I don't really feel as if there's any legal issues coming. Just give me a second. Yeah. Leo, I just really feel like this is going to be you, essentially, right? Maybe you're going to be doing nighttime courses, studying up late at night. It could be like correspondence courses, online courses. I've been there. I'm still doing it. Just working very hard. Yeah, overall outcome, that's great.